Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, greatly appreciate all of your support of the show. Coming your way on Eagles Now, a little bit of a preview for this Monday Night Football game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders, another NFC East rivalry game, and I'm going to relay how the Eagles can dominate the Commanders to move to 9-0. But a reminder, join us on Monday Night Football for another watch party right here on the channel. We'll be giving you play-by-play. We'll do a pregame show, a postgame show, taking down some beers during it. We also have some more fun Super Chat games in line for you, so subscribe, turn on your notifications, and tell your friends that we're going to be live on Philadelphia Eagles Now for some Monday Night Football. All right, so the stage is set at Lincoln Financial Field, a rematch of this Week 3 game in which Philadelphia absolutely dominated. DeVonta Smith went off. Jalen Hurts played a really good game strictly as a passer back in Week 3. The Birds had sacked Carson Wentz 9 times. But I'll tell you this about Washington. With their record at 4-5, they're playing much better football with Taylor Heinicke, and I think that even once Wentz comes back, Heinicke might be the starter. It looks as though Washington is kind of rallying around him. They put out a season ticket push with Taylor Heinicke as the face of that promotion. They're playing a lot better than they were in Week 3, but here's the thing. So too are the Philadelphia Eagles, who continue to put together one of the more magical seasons in the history of this historic franchise. And with a win on Monday Night Football, the Eagles would tie their franchise record with 9 consecutive wins. They haven't done this in a really long time, and I think they have a golden opportunity to do just that because I think they match up really well against Washington. And I've continued to say this about this particular team, led by the culture builder, that is Nick Sirianni, and then the cultural influence of Jalen Hurts. They always talk about, even after wins, how they need to improve in certain areas, how they leave money on the table. They're not content with just winning a football game. They want to win and bring back a second Lombardi trophy, and I love that mindset because right now it's contagious throughout the Eagles locker room. As for the previous 9-game winning streaks in the history of this franchise, every time they've done it, they've gone on a really deep run. In 2017, they won 9 consecutive. What did they end up doing? Dethroning Bill Belichick and Tom Brady to win Super Bowl 52. Prior to that, they won 9 straight games in 2003, made it to the NFC title game. And back in 1960, led by the great Chuck Bednarik, they went on a 9-game tear, and they won the NFL championship. I also think a big key for this game, it's the Philadelphia Eagles defense, which continues to be straight up stellar. The Birds having one of the better recent defensive outings in a season that we've seen in a long time. The Eagles have allowed 17 or fewer points in 7 consecutive games. That's the longest streak in the NFL, longest in franchise history, going all the way back to 2001 when Jim Johnson was the defensive coordinator. And for Taylor Heinicke, he played well last year. He's played well this year, but Taylor Heinicke is a backup for a reason. Once teams get tape on him for consecutive weeks, and once you start to pressure him in the pocket, he is prone to making mistakes. He doesn't have the greatest arm in the world. I do think he's pretty accurate. The guy has a lot of confidence. I love how when he takes down a team, he rocks and gets Jordans that are the color of that opponent, but he's a backup for a reason. And the Eagles have been one of the better pressure generators in the NFL this year. That's a big key for this game. Taking a look at some more stats, the Eagles rank 5th in sacks per pass attempt here in 2022. They are tied for 6th in the league in sacks with 26 as a team and tied for 1st with 6 strip sacks. That's a big reason why they lead the NFL with a plus 15 turnover differential. And the Eagles defense has been dominant. The Eagles are the 1st ranked team in opponent passer rating this year. And a lot of people want to say they haven't played any legitimate quarterbacks. They haven't played any good teams. The Eagles have played the 12th hardest schedule so far in the NFL. The NFC East has been the best division in football up to this point. The Eagles have taken down the Minnesota Vikings, who still only have 1 loss, and a Dallas Cowboys team who a lot of people really like. So it's not like they haven't played anybody. That is a myth. What's true is that the Eagles are the best team in the NFL, and what's also so impressive about what they've been able to do, they've dominated every opponent, and a lot of people don't realize how difficult it is to win football games week in and week out by multiple scores. And that's what the Eagles are doing. Last Thursday, they had a down outing, still scored 29 points, and nearly covered the 13.5-point line. With this game, I want you to get your predictions into the comment section right now and show off your football smarts. PHI for the Eagles, WAS for the Washington Commanders. Who you got on Monday night? Do you want a free Philadelphia Eagles jersey? You can get one if you sign up with our free sportsbook partner, BetUS. Head to chatsports.com/EaglesBet. Enter the promo code Eagles125. You do that, you'll get a free Philadelphia Eagles jersey if you sign up and deposit $100 or more. And that's a great deal. Why? Because if you do that, you get a 125% deposit bonus back. That's $225 to game with a free Eagles jersey. You make your first bet, then you email us, jersey@chatsports.com, letting us know that you followed all those steps. Once we get a lot of emails in, we'll get back to you and we'll send you your Eagles jersey. The one that we can guarantee right now, because a lot of these jerseys are flying off the shelves, Jalen Hurts. He's having an MVP caliber season. He's earning himself the bag. He's been terrific, and the growth that he's displayed really has been spectacular. Jersey@chatsports.com. Follow all those steps. Shoot us an email. We'll get you hooked up with these jerseys, which do come from Fanatics. Another key to the game, target DeVonta Smith. DeVonta Smith, according to a lot of chatter out there, is a little bit irked, a little bit annoyed about his lack of touches. Now, that's not something that I'm buying into because DeVonta Smith also said, I don't want to play in any other city outside of Philadelphia. They don't just care about their football team. They care about all of their teams here in Philly, and they're real ones. Now, I want to see more from DeVonta Smith because I think the diversification of your offense only makes you a little bit more dangerous. Might he be frustrated that the last couple of weeks he's been somewhat silent? Yeah, maybe a little bit. But look, DeVonta Smith is bound for a breakout campaign, and I think he's due for one, just like he had in Week 3 against Washington. If you remember, caught a couple of 50-50 balls, had that touchdown, 8 catches, 169 yards, average yards per catch, 21.1. He made that really nice catch along the sideline that Ron Rivera tried to challenge, but he got it in too late. And if you have Smith clicking, A.J. Brown clicking, as well as Dallas Goedert with Jalen Hurts throwing it and running it, this Eagles offense really is just difficult to stop. Speaking of Dallas Goedert, let's continue to get this guy targets. Let's continue to see him play some of the best football among all tight ends in the NFL. And I came across this stat, which really is crazy. Let's pop it up here, Trizzy. The leaders in receiving yards per target. If you take a look at all the players here on this list, they are wide receivers. Dallas Goedert is 4th among this list of 9 players as a tight end. So not only is he the best all-around tight end in the NFL, in my opinion, who's great in the block game, both through the aerial attack and on the ground, this guy as a pass-catching option and picking up yards after the catch has been almost unstoppable. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, both of the Miami Dolphins, 11-plus yards per target. Tyler Boyd at 11 even. Dallas Goedert at 10.4, which is tied with A.J. Brown. You think about how good A.J. Brown has been. Goedert has been just as good at that tight end spot. Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson rounding out this list. And it's time to have this conversation about whether or not Dallas Goedert is the best tight end in all of football. To Jalen Hurts now, who is the one who's throwing the football to DeVonta Smith and Dallas Goedert. We have seen a pretty interesting trend with Jalen Hurts over the last couple of weeks. He is on pace for the second most rushing attempts by a quarterback ever. In the first 5 weeks, Jalen Hurts averaged 13.5 carries per game. The last 3 games, it's been nearly cut in half. He's averaging just 6.7 carries per game. That, in my opinion, goes to show you his growth as a passer and the Eagles' trust in him as a guy who can throw the football successfully. And that growth that we've seen, that growth that the coaching staff has seen is a big reason why those carries have been trimmed, and I love it because you have to preserve him for the long haul here, because without him, this Eagles offense isn't the same. In 2020, it was a little bit rough for Jalen Hurts. Completed less than 52% of his passes, passing yards per game less than 230, passer rating 77.2. Year 2, last year, Eagles were a run-heavy offense. Completion percentage did go up by nearly 10 points. Yards per game went down because of that running attack. The passer rating did go up. And then with another great performance last week against Houston, where he was like 21 of 29, the passer rating actually increased. So too did the completion percentage, up to 68.2. This growth that we've seen from Jalen Hurts is very, very reminiscent and similar to the growth that we saw from Josh Allen. Josh Allen went from like 55% his rookie year to 70 in year 3. Hurts on that similar trajectory. Josh Allen was an MVP candidate that year, and Jalen Hurts an MVP candidate this year. So predict the score of this game on Monday Night Football. Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders. Make sure you join us for our watch party on Monday Night Football. Subscribe, turn on those noties, because we put the party in watch party.